कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। रामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। All glories to assembled devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Bhagavati Vasudha Devi Dasi from Mangalore, India. Please forgive me for stopping all of you from chanting. Let us move on to the next part of the session. I would like to sing the Sikshashtakam prayers. चेतोदर्पणमोचनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मस्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनं नाम्नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमितस्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमिदृशम् इह जानिनानुरागः त्रणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरिः नदनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद् भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि हैनन्दतनुजा किङ्करं पतितं वा विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कज स्थितधूलिं सदृशं विचिन्तय नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदारुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनष्टु मम दर्शनां मर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। Translation. Glory to Sri Krishna's Sankirtana, congregational chanting of the Lord's holy name, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. That Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are all always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your costless devotional service birth after birth. O son of Maharaja Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into this ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in this world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord unconditionally. Hare Krishna. So now I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name given by Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures and persons to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities karma kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna prema. So once again, I thank everyone for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call today. So now let us move on to our next part of the session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all are joining the call today?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavad Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Akhtas from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvindax Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Das from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Priya. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Assembled devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Induleka Karna Devi Dasi. Thank you for your wonderful services.
Hare Krishna, Induleka Karna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Shama Gauri Devi Dasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sundarangi Radha Devi Dasi from India. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devi Dasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Okay, I welcome all of you once again for Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are really fortunate to have His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of 9.9.48 onwards. Before I hand over the call to Prabhuji, I would like to hand over the call to Sundarangi Radha Mataji for the brief introduction on His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Here is a brief introduction about today's speaker. We are so blessed to have His Grace God Bless Prabhu on our call for enlightening Srimad Bhagavatam. And Prabhuji came to Krishna consciousness in 2004. He earned a MBBS degree from Grant Medical College. Gaur Vilas Prabhuji joined the ashram in 2010 and he was initiated as a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj in 2012. Prabhuji preaches in various medical and engineering colleges. He also conducts programs for doctors at Bhakti Vedanta Hospital and in corporate environments. He is a teacher of Bhakti Sastri and Bhakti Vaibhava courses. He also conducts congregational programs in Mumbai and Maharashtra. Gurbilas Prabhuji has done thorough studies of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. All glories to Prabhuji's all wonderful services. Here was the brief introduction, Mataji. Over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
My-
Thank you, Mataji, for the speech. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so
Hare
much, Prabhu,
Krishna.
for giving your time and association in this Bhakti Sangha conference call. We are really fortunate to hear from you today on this topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, verse 9.9.48 onwards. Over to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thank you all the devotees for this opportunity to serve. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नितिनामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, so welcome everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to serve. We are discussing today from 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we'll be discussing 9th chapter, 48th verse. The chapter is entitled The Dynasty of Amshuman. We'll recite this verse. Iti vyavasito buddhya narayana grihitaya hitvanya bhavamagyanam tadasvam bhavamastitaha. Translation. Thus, Maharaj Khatwanga, by his advanced intelligence in rendering service to the Lord, gave up false identification with the body full of ignorance. In his original position of eternal servitorship, he engaged himself in rendering service to the Lord. Purport. When one actually becomes purely Krishna conscious, no one has any right to rule over him. When situated in Krishna consciousness, one is no longer in the darkness of ignorance. And when freed from all such darkness, one is situated in his original position, Jivera Swarupa Hoye Krishnera Nityadas. The living entity is eternally the servant of the Lord, and thus, when he engages himself in the service of the Lord in all respects, he enjoys the perfection of life. Hare Krishna. So this is one of the concluding verses of this chapter. The wonderful story of Khatwanga Maharaj is being described here. The story of Khatwanga, as we have heard in the second canto also, when Parikshit Maharaj asked that, O Shukdev Goswami, you have described about the practice of devotional service. Tasmad Bharat Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari Shrotavyah kirtitavyascha smartavyascha icchata bhayam. If you want fearlessness, then render devotional service to the Lord, starting with smartavya, shrotavya, kirtitavya, smartavya, hearing, chanting, and remembering. Parikshit Maharaj, he made doubt. He said, this is a very long process. The process of devotional service may take a long time. I only have 7 days. Can you please tell me what should be done in this short time? Shukdev Goswami says, what to speak of 7 days? Khatvango Nam Rajarshe Murta. He had, this great king Khatwang, he had only one Murta. And he attained perfection. And this story is described here in great detail. Not in great detail, in some of the verses it is described. How Khatwang Maharaj, after fighting for Devtas, he asked, how much time do I have? And the Devtas, they said, you have only one Murta. So Maharaj Khatwanga, he requested that please send me to earth. And there he meditated on the Supreme Lord. Why on earth? In heaven also he could have done that. Because in heaven there are so many distractions. And it is difficult. As in the 5th canto it is described. Shutrit Kim dushkararna katubhitra povratai dana dibirvad vijayena falguna Nayatra narayana pada pankaja smriti pramushta tishayendriya utsavat. The Devtas, they are praying to the Lord. Oh Lord, we have done lots of dushkar, tapa, dan, vrata, and we have come here. Everything is good, but there is one problem. Nayatra narayana pada pankaja smriti. We can't remember Krishna here. Lotus feet of Krishna is difficult to remember because there is so much sense gratification. So Khatwang Maharaj, he requested, please send me to earth. And there he practiced devotional service. And in this verse, it is described by his advanced intelligence in rendering service. He gave up the false identification with the body. A devotee is always described as very intelligent because generally people, they call a person intelligent if he can use his brains and get the things of this world and enjoy nicely. That's when somebody is called as intelligent in this world. But what is actual intelligence? Actual intelligence means not penny-wise, pounds foolish. That is what is happening in this world. People are using all the fertile brain to get things of this world which are temporary. Nothing lasts in this world. There is only one thing which is permanent, that is change. Change is always happening. Nothing sustains. It is a temporary world. It is ashashvata. And whatever you want, whatever you get in this world, it doesn't last. So why to use intelligence to get things of this world? That's what Prahlad Maharaj told his friends. Sukham aindriyakam daitya dehinam deha yoginam sarvatra labhyate daivad yatha dukkham ayatnatah. Oh, my friends, please don't endeavor to get happiness in this world. Happiness of senses. Indriyakam. Indriyakam means sense pleasure. Sarvatra labhyate. In all the species it is available. Just like we don't endeavor for pain, it comes. Similarly, even if we don't endeavor for happiness, it will come. Then what we should endeavor for? Why we should use our intelligence? Tat prayaso na kartavyo yatha ayu vayaparam na tatha vindate shemam mukunda charanambujam. Try to develop connection with the Supreme Lord. That is the best intelligence. That is steady intelligence. Vyavasita buddhi, as this verse says, vyavasit evam vyavasito buddhya. Firm intelligence. What is firm intelligence? That intelligence which is focused on the permanent. The unsteady intelligence focuses on the temporary things of this world. Deha apatya kalatra adishu. Atma, Jaya, Suta, Agar, Pashu, Dravina, Bandhu, and Rajya. They are all temporary things. And the permanent intelligence or a steady intelligence, as Bhagavad Gita says, Sthita Pragya. The Sthita Pragya person, he focuses on what? He focuses on the permanent things. As 2.66, Krishna says that Nasti buddhiya yuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata shanti ashantasya kutha sukham. If your mind and intelligence is not connected to me, you cannot be peaceful. And a restless person can never be happy. So therefore, the secret of firm intelligence, this comes in the 10th canto also. Shukdev Goswami glorifies Parikshit. Samyak vyavasita buddhi tavarajarishi sattama vasudeva kathayam te tajjata naishthikirati. Samyak vyavasita buddhi. You have a firm intelligence. How you have this firm intelligence, O Parikshit? Because you are about to die. And a person is about to die, he cannot have steady intelligence. He is bewildered, confused, delirious, or so much disturbed or anxious. Vasudeva kathayam te tatjata naishthikirati. Because you have such firm attachment for hearing the pastimes of Krishna. And the more one hears Krishna, Krishna Leela, the more one becomes steady. Because Krishna, he helps the devotee in all the situations. Samsara sindhumati dustaramutti tirsho nanya plava bhagavata purushottamasya leela katharasa vidhanana arna. There is a verse. Leela katharasa purushottama pumso bhaved vividha dukkha bhayarditasya. He says, this is 12th canto. This verse comes there. Samsara Sindhu, which is so very difficult to cross. Ati dustaram. Utti tirsho. If somebody wants to cross over, there is only one boat. Na anya plava. There is only one boat. What is that? Bhagavata Purushottama Leela Katharas. Leela Katharas Nishevanam Nishevan. He is tasted this nectar of Harikatha. Pumso bhaved vividh dukkha bhayarditasya. All the dukkha of the living entity is destroyed. That's where we should use our intelligence. That is purification of intelligence. Samyak vyavasita iti vyavasita buddhya. So this vyavasita buddhi, it is very, very essential to practice Krishna consciousness. Advanced intelligence, fixed intelligence. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, only if somebody has a firm intelligence, vyavasayatmika buddhi, this firm intelligence can help one practice Krishna consciousness. How that firm intelligence will come? If one does not engage in sense gratification. Because the more one indulges, the more one becomes unsteady. Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam taya parita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate. He will not have firm intelligence. Because the more one indulges, the sense objects makes the senses dull. Makes the intelligence very, very disturbed, rusted. The intelligence gets rusted. It doesn't remain sharp to discriminate what is right and wrong. And all the things of this world, they look very attractive. So, but Khatwan Maharaj, Vyavasita Buddhya, he had advanced intelligence. And only a devotee, he's said to have firm intelligence and best intelligence. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshada Yagya Sankirtana Praya Yajantihi Sumedha Saha. Sumedha means perfect intelligence, because a devotee understands what is permanent, where to invest. A foolish person will invest in something which is going to be lost. Nobody does that, right? If people they invest in share market or stock market, they do lots of research. Oh, this is good, this stock is good, and if I invest in this, then I'll become more and more rich. I'll get good returns. Who will invest in a stock which is about to be, which will not give returns? One time there was a devotee, he came to a college boy, he came to Krishna consciousness, and he came to know that there are 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. He came back to home, and one day he told his father, "Father, I've heard that gambling is not good. So you should not invest in any of the stock market. And you have invested crores of rupees. You should withdraw everything." So his father said, "What are you saying? I am expert in this. I am doing this since so many years, and my consultant, he's very expert." So this boy was really insistent. No, you have to withdraw all the shares. And just to please his child, father said, okay. He withdrew all the shares, crores of rupees he had invested. And after he withdrew, the famous Lehman Brothers collapsed. And that stock market collapsed. And people, they suffered such great loss. But this person, because he had just withdrawn, he was survived. He was escaped. And then this person came to his son and he said, "Which mantra are you chanting? Please keep chanting more." So a person who has this intelligence connected to Krishna, it may look that it is weird. It doesn't make sense. Because devotees, they reject all the worldly things. The entire world is running after Dhanam, Janam, Sundari, Kavita. And we come to Krishna consciousness, and first thing we hear is no Dhanam, no Janam, no Sundari, Kavitamba. And people in the world, they are working only for that. And here we are saying no. It doesn't make sense. But it is a supreme sensible thing. Because Khatwang Maharaj, by his example, is telling, whatever you achieve in this world, he achieved heavens. And he saw everywhere there is problem, there is anxiety. So why I should endeavor for all the temporary things? And then iti vyavasito buddhya, then he became fixed in his intelligence. Narayana grihitaya. Sometimes it may take lifetimes to come to this understanding. Narayana grihitaya, it is not easy. To fix the mind on the Supreme Lord, it is not so easy. It happens only by the mercy of the Lord, by the mercy of the devotees of the Lord. Athapi te deva padambujadvaya prasadaleshanugrihite vahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno na chanye eko pichiram vichinvan. Unless one receives a drop of mercy of the Lord, they cannot understand the Lord. They cannot render devotional service to the Lord. So this intelligence, this devotional intelligence comes only by coming in touch with the devotees, not by yajna, dana, tapa, vrata, yoga, dharma, nothing else. If somebody is a devta worshipper, he will not get this intelligence. Somebody is a great jnani, he will not get this intelligence. Nalam dvijatvam devatvam rishitvam va suratmaja prinanayam kundasya navrittam navahugyata nadanam natapo naichya nashaucham navratanicha. You cannot please the Lord by any of the material things of this world. Priyate amalaya bhaktya. Only by devotional service. And one gets devotional service only by coming in touch with devotees. then our intentions are purified, then our intelligence is purified. So it's very, very important to purify our intelligence. So Khatwan Maharaj, he is coming to this conclusion that all the things of heaven, they are useless, because he performed devotional service whole life. Then now, at the peak of the moment, he has come to this conclusion. Otherwise, it is not possible to have this conclusion. Intelligence means to take mature decisions at the peak of the moment, spur of the moment. And that intelligence is given by Krishna. That is maturity. That is given by Krishna. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Depending on how mature we are, how sincere and how steady we are in our practice of devotional service, Dadami buddhi will happen. Even in the midst of all the temptations. This comes in the 4th canto of Bhagavatam when Dhruva is fighting with yakshas. His brother is killed by one yaksha. Uttam is killed. And Dhruva, he decides, I will destroy the entire yaksha race. Single-handedly, he goes, attacks the city of yakshas, Alkapuri. And all these yakshas, they come and attack him. 13,600 yakshas, they attack single Dhruva. All of them shoot 6 arrows at a time. That means how many arrows are coming towards Dhruva? And Dhruva, it appeared as if he is covered by this ocean of arrows. But it appeared like rains falling over mountain. Nothing happens to the mountain when rains are falling on the mountain. The mountain becomes cleansed off. Dhruva immediately shot arrows. He destroyed all those arrows of the yakshas. He started fighting very powerfully, destroying all the yakshas like thunderbolt falling on the mountain. The mountain of yakshas were getting destroyed by the arrows of Dhruva. At one point of time, Dhruva, he was so powerful that yakshas, they started running away. They all ran back in the city. Nobody was there on the battlefield. Dhruva was alone with his chariot driver. But Dhruva is very intelligent. He told his chariot driver, no one knows the plans of yakshas. We should not become complacent. In our devotional practices, such types of things happen. As we are practicing Krishna consciousness for many years, after many years of practice, our anarthas, they may disappear. They appear to disappear. But actually they are not. They are hiding like these yakshas. At the least expected moment, they'll come up again. So devotee, he never trusts the mind and the senses. Dhruva, as he's looking around, suddenly he starts seeing all the inauspicious things. The sky gets covered with dark clouds. It starts showering. Not rain, stones. Big mountains are falling. He sees ferocious animals coming to devour him. He sees lion, elephants, big powerful snakes emitting fire from his mouth. Dhruva gets completely confused. In this situation, all the sages, they are watching this. They are always there to protect Dhruva, to help Dhruva. They tell Dhruva, why are you getting bewildered? Please chant the names of Lord Narayan. Uttana pada bhagavanta vasaranga dhanava deva shinotyavanatharti haro vipakshan yannamadheyam abhidaya nishamya chadha Loko Anjasa Tarati Dustaramanga Mrityum. He says, all these sages, they say, O Uttanapad, O son of Uttanapad, please remember Utsaranga Dhanava. Please remember Lord Vishnu or Lord Narayan. Just by remembering the Lord, one can cross the ocean of material existence. What to speak of this little bit of illusion which is created by the Yakshas. Dhruva, he invoked his Narayanastra. And as soon as he placed that bow on his arrow, hundreds of arrows started coming out of that arrow. Destroyed all the illusion, and all the Yakshas were again getting killed in great numbers. Ultimately, Swayambhu Manu came. He stopped Dhruva. Please don't do this. It is not good, Dhruva. Just for the sin of one Yaksha, you are killing entire Yaksha race. Ultimately, Dhruva was pacified. Kuvera, he became very happy. That, oh, Dhruva, he came and he said, oh, Dhruva, you have stopped killing my associates. He is a Yaksharaj. He said, I want to give you a benediction. Now, who is Kuvera? Kuvera, he is the treasurer of the Devatas. And if treasurer of Devatas come and he says that, I want to give you a benediction, so what a devotee should ask? Naturally, somebody may say, well, he's a treasurer of Devatas, so what he'll give? But what Dhruva asked was something very interesting. And that is what is described here in the 4th canto. Saraja Raje Navaraya Chodito Dhruvo Mahabhagavato Mahamati Harau Savavre Achalitam Smritim Yayau Taratyayatnena Duratyayam Tama. That Rajaraja Navaraya Chodito, when Kuvera, he said, please ask for benediction. Dhruva is described as Mahabhagavat and Mahamati. He is the best of the devotees and he is the most intelligent person. What is the activity of an intelligent person? What he asked? He used his intelligence to ask for the right thing. What he asked? Harau savavre achalitam smritim yayo. Please give me undeterred remembrance of the Supreme Lord, Krishna. Tarati, what will happen by that, Dhruva? Tarati ayatnena duratyayam tama. By that, I'll very easily cross this ocean of material existence. That's a power. That is intelligence. In most testing situations and tempting situations, what our intelligence decides. That tells how mature we are in the practice of devotional service. Dhruva was tempted. He had the chance to get all the wealth of the world. But he knew what is the use of all the wealth of this world. Anything of this world is temporary. So why should I ask temporary things? Kacham vichinvan napi divyaratnam. He had already rejected all that. Oh, I was looking for broken pieces of glass. I was given diamond. So the more one is mature in the practice of devotional service by consistently, regularly, no gymnastics, simple practice of devotional service, consistent practice, consistently doing the same things every day. That is not so easy. To chant every day at the same time, it is not so easy. Every day, reading Bhagavatam, attending Mangalarti, not so easy. It requires a great deal of steadiness, determination, vyavasita buddhi. So the more we are vyavasita in our buddhi to practice the simple limbs of devotional service, it is a glory of Prabhupada that he has, by his intelligence, he has placed Out of 64, more than 50 limbs of devotional service in our morning program. If somebody is there in the temple from 4:30 to 9 till the Bhagavatam class, more than 50 limbs of devotional service is done. Simply if we are there, present, attentively, we are advancing. It may not make much difference today, but simple, consistent practices every day, that requires steady intelligence. Otherwise, the mind will say, today things are really bad. Today I will not be able to do this. Khataman Maharaj, because he did it this whole life. He was a steady devotee. That's why he could do this. Otherwise, it is not possible to have this decision. Send me to earth. I want to meditate on the Lord. His intentions were purified by the practice of devotional service. And the more we are intense, the more our intentions will become very clear. Intention means the conscious determination to do a particular thing. That is intention. And intensity means wholehearted absorption in doing that thing. So if we are having that intensity, if we are having good intention, then we will be intense in our practices. If we have the determination, then we'll put wholehearted effort also. Because this process of devotion service, it is not so easy. As Rupa Goswami says, it is sudurlabha. It is very rare. For two reasons. First, Krishna doesn't give it so easily. And second, because we don't endeavor properly. Srinvata Shraddhaya Nittam Grinatascha Swacheshtitam Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagavan Vishaderiti. Swacheshta, that is described. Swacheshta means perfect endeavor. If somebody is not endeavoring perfectly, then Krishna will not enter the heart. Our spiritual practices, they frequently lack intensity. For example, when we meditate, our mind can't focus on chanting when we are chanting. When we are looking at beautiful form of Krishna, our mind gets distracted to so many other things of this world and people of this world. It is not so easy. But if we are not intense, then our devotional service will not give us the taste. Only if we have intensity, that intensity gives taste in the practice of devotional service. And intensity doesn't mean that you move around with a long face, oh, I'm intense devotee, I don't laugh. Intensity means you are present there. Our mind always keeps wandering everywhere. Just like a mother who gives a very delicious juice to the child and she tries to put it in the mouth of the baby. And the baby is looking here and there. That's our mind. We are trying to put the nectar of Harikatha in the mind through the ears, but mind is looking here, mind is looking there. Ascharyam etadhi manushya loke sudham parityajya visham pibanti namani narayana gocharani tyatvanyavacha kuvaka pathanti. It is so very astonishing. People in this world, they give up nectar when they drink poison. Mind is looking for all the garbage. That's how we have trained our minds in so many lifetimes, maybe. Mind is not at all attracted for the good things. How to increase our intensity? Firstly, we have to always introspect and ask this question: why I am doing this? Why I am doing a certain activity in Krishna consciousness? Why I am preaching? Why I am chanting? Why I am managing? Why I am giving classes? Why I am cooking? Why I am maintaining my family? Why I am doing business? Why I am working? purpose should be very clear always. If we are not very, very careful about the purpose, then we will be lost and then we'll get distracted. It is not so easy to be focused in this world full of distractions. In 21st century, the distraction has gone to a next level. With all the smartphones and the 5G data and so many things in social media, not so easy to be focused. So we have to remind ourselves why I am doing this. If I'm not reminding myself, then after a few years of practice, that question comes. Why I'm doing all this? And then it creates a big vacant mind, a big hole. And then devotees start thinking, am I doing something wrong? Why I'm doing this, I don't know. I've spent years in Krishna consciousness. So we have to be always careful, always be aware of why I am doing this. I want to connect to Krishna. I want to serve him because that is the only thing which will give me happiness and satisfaction in the long run. The desire to serve, it is the greatest shift. Because so far we have only one desire to enjoy. From desire to enjoy to desire to serve. That is the greatest shift. And it is not so easy. It is the toughest thing in this entire creation to change this desire. And somehow, by mercy of Krishna, by mercy of Mahaprabhu, by mercy of Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees, at least we have developed the desire to embark on this process, on this path. So we have to always remind ourselves, why I am doing this? We need to understand what's my intention. Understand why Krishna is doing this. Why our acharyas are giving all these things to us. It's not so easy. Our acharyas have really worked hard to give us this process of Krishna consciousness. For us, the process of devotional service, we have received it so easily. Bhagavatam is so very easily available. Now this Bhadra campaign is going on all over the world. 108 Bhagavatams. To distribute Bhagavatam, we don't have to work on printing Bhagavatam, right? But it was not the case always. Srinivasa Acharya, when he wanted to read Bhagavatam, he went to so many people. He wanted to read under Gadadhar Pandit. He went and Gadadhar Pandit said, I can teach you. He taught for some days. But then he said, actually, my Bhagavatam copy is old. All the letters, they are smudged. Can you please get a new copy of Bhagavatam from Navdeep? Because new copy means you have to go and get it, copied. He goes and comes back and then he realizes the other Pandit is gone. He faints. The other Pandit comes in the dream and says, please go to Vrindavan. And Rupa Sanatan Goswami are there. Please take their shelter. Walks all the way to Vrindavan. And as he reaches the outskirts of Vrindavan, he realizes, he sees some people coming out, running, crying. What happened? Oh, you don't know. Rupa Goswami is gone. Sanatan Goswami is gone. Again he faints. Then Rupa Sanatan come in the dream and says, please go to Jiva Goswami and take shelter of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. That's how ultimately he came and took shelter of Gopal Bhatta and learned Bhagavatam from Jiva Goswami. It was not so easy to learn to read Bhagavatam and to distribute Bhagavatam. He was the first book distributor. Narottam Das Thakur, Srinivasa Acharya, Shyamanand Pandit. So our acharyas, they have really worked hard to give us this jewel. which is not so easy. Prem ratan bina daridra jivan dasakori vetan more deho prem dhan. This prem dhan, it is the rarest of the rare jewels. Time destroys everything. The time cannot destroy the desire to enjoy. Time cannot destroy ignorance. That we have to work on. Just passing time will not destroy this ignorance. Jijivishena kim mantar bahischa vritayeva yonya. Ichhami kalena nayasya viplava tasyatmaloka varnayasya moksham. Gajendra is offering this prayer. He says, my Lord, after he offers few prayers, he comes to this realization that what is the use of getting freed from this crocodile? I want to be freed from this body itself. Because my body is covered with ignorance. Outside I have an elephant body, which is a dull animal. And inside I have this ignorance, ego. I don't want to live. Kalena, Ichhami kalena nayasya viplava. Oh, in due course of time, everything is destroyed, but this ignorance is not destroyed. This verse says, Khatwang Maharaj, by his advanced intelligence in rendering devotional service, gave up false identification with the body full of ignorance. And this ignorance, it is the most difficult thing to be destroyed. By the mercy of Acharyas, we have received the chance to destroy this ignorance, to purify our intentions. By association of devotees, our intentions, they get slowly transformed. From dhanam janam sundarim to na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. This shift, it doesn't happen automatically. It takes a long time. It happens by association of devotees. It doesn't happen automatically. In the second canto of Bhagavatam, 3rd chapter, Shukadeva Goswami gives a list of all the Devata worshippers. Or if you want good health, worship Surya. If you want wealth, worship Kuvera or Lakshmi. If you want power, worship some Devatas. If you want good wife, worship Uma. If you want good husband, worship Lord Shiva. If you want strength, worship Mother Earth. So many things he says. Parikshit Maharaj, he gets a question. At which stage these Devata worshippers will become Krishna worshippers? Does it happen automatically? Is it a graduation? Okay, you worship Devatas for a few years, then naturally you will become Krishna worshipper. Shukadeva Goswami says no, it doesn't happen like that. एतावानेव यजताम इह निश्रेयसोदय भगवती अचलो भावो यद भागवत संगतः. Only by Bhagavata Sangat, only by association of devotees, one understands this. Otherwise, it is not possible. Prabhupada writes there, the struggle for existence in this world is like the will-o'-the-wisp. Will-o'-the-wisp means it doesn't exist. All the things is like to achieve things in this world. It is like trying to get something which is in the sky. As it is said, Akasha Pushpayate. There is nothing in the sky, but it seems that, oh, there is a flower there. Only by association of devotees, this change happens. Rupa Vilas Prabhu, one of the Prabhupada disciples, he was telling that Prabhupada was talking about Vedanta. And he was saying that these Mayavadis, they cannot understand Vedanta. And then he began with this question, why they can't understand Vedanta? And Brahmananda Prabhu, he said, Naham Prakasha Sarvasya Yoga Maya Samavrita. He quoted this verse from Bhagavad Gita. Now they are covered by the illusory energy. Prabhupada was not so much satisfied. Somebody else gave another answer. Prabhupada was still not satisfied. And another disciple, Dayananda Prabhu, he got up and he said, Prabhupada, they cannot understand because they don't have Bhakti Vedanta. Prabhupada smiled. He said, yes, here is the answer. So this answer has two levels. They don't have Bhakti Vedanta and they don't have Bhakti. They don't have Acharya who can give devotion. Only by association of devotees one can get devotion. Only Bhagavatam can destroy this toughest covering of the universe, that is ego. So therefore, we have to relish this and distribute this. Bhagavatam has the power to destroy this ego. Ei amrit kar paan yar sama nahiyan chitte kar sudrida vishwas. Na pada ko tarka garte amedhya kar kashavarte yate padile hoye sarvanash. Kaviraj Goswami says, please drink this nectar. There is nothing like this. Chitte kara sudrida vishwas, have faith. Have firm faith. Na pada ko tarka garte, don't try to read and get into all the other things of this world. It is very, very abominable. If you fall in that ditch, you will be destroyed. So the more we relish Bhagavatam, the more we develop a desire to serve Bhagavatam. And only when we serve Bhagavat, Bhagavat means book Bhagavat and person Bhagavat. The more we hear Bhagavat, natural outcome is I want to serve Bhagavat. Because that is what Bhagavatam is describing. It is not that I will keep on studying Bhagavatam. That is the wonderful end. No. Purpose of studying Bhagavatam, hearing Bhagavatam is to serve Bhagavatam. Read and serve. Krishna Bhakti Siddhantagan Yate Prafulla Padmavan Tara Madhukariya Swadan Premarasa Kumudavane Prafullita Ratri Dine Yate Charao Mano Bhringagan. Krishna Bhakti Siddhanta, the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, it is like a forest of full-blown lotus flowers. Krishna Bhakti Siddhantagan Yate Prafulla Padmavan. Please drink this nectar. Premarasa Kumuduvane Prafullita Ratri Dine. And if you relish this, you'll be happy, you'll be enlivened. You'll not be disturbed in any situation. This process of devotional service is like a rope which is given for a person who is drowning in the ocean, who is fallen in the well. You have to catch hold of this rope. One person came to Prabhupada and said, Swamiji, please give me your mercy so that I can follow your instructions. Prabhupada said, my mercy is that I have given you instructions. Now you have to follow it. If a rope is given to a person who is fallen in the well, he cannot say, let my finger curl around the rope. No, it will not happen. That we have to do it. We have to have that determination, that strength. And that determination will come by focusing on the purpose. Our purpose should always be clear. Remind ourselves why I am doing this. One time, Sureshwar Prabhu, he asked Srila Prabhupada. Sureshwar Prabhu, one of the very senior disciples, who keeps giving this Founder Acharya series seminar. He asked question to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, if the purpose of life is to know God, Krishna, then why is Maya so strong? Prabhupada, without thinking even for a moment, without a blink, he said, because your purpose is not strong. If our purpose is not strong, Maya Devi will become strong. The more I am fixed and very, very firm in my purpose, nothing can disturb a devotee. Why I am doing this? Why is this important? What convinces me personally to follow this process? Such introspection is must. It pushes a devotee to become fixed in purpose. And two things, they are really powerful to be focused. They should be done regularly to be fixed on purpose. First is reading Bhagavatam. Read Bhagavatam. This Bhagavatam reveals it is not a book, it is Krishna himself. Read Chaitanya Charitamrit. Read Bhagavad Gita. Srila Prabhupada has given his life and soul to write these books. If you distribute my books, you will stay happy. If you read them, you will stay. Prabhupada told once. So we have to read Bhagavatam. Krishna himself is Krishna himself. It is not an ordinary book. If somebody says, oh, Bhagavatam, oh, Varahadev, ordinary animal. Tulsi, ordinary plant. Shaligram, ordinary stone. Ganga, ordinary water. Vrindavan, ordinary place. Saying all this is as offensive as somebody says, Bhagavatam, ordinary book. Bhagavatam is not an ordinary book. It is Krishna himself. Padao yadiyo, pratamo dvitiyo, tritiya turyo, kathitao yadoru. Nabhistatah panchama eva sashto bhujantaram doro yugalau tathanyo. Kantastu rajan navamo yadiyo, mukharavindam dashamam prafullam. Ekadashavu yasya lalatapattam shiropitu dvadasheva bhati. The 12 cantos are compared to the parts of Krishna's body. The lotus feet are first and second, calf is third, thighs are fourth, fifth is navel, sixth is chest, seventh, eighth are the two arms, ninth is the neck, 10th is the lotus face, 11th is forehead, 12 is head. Krishna has appeared in this form. Tamadidevam karunanidhanam tamalavarnam suhitavataram apara sansara samudra setum bhajamahe bhagavata swarupam. This Krishna has come in the form of Bhagavatam to take us across this ocean. So it is our responsibility to read Bhagavatam. If we call ourselves Vaishnavas, Srimad Bhagavatam pramanam amalam yad Vaishnavanam priyam. Bhagavatam should be dear to Vaishnavas. One time, many years back, Gaur was telling that Mahavishnu Maharaj came to Radha Gopinath temple. It is like 1990s. Mahavishnu, Nasik wale. And he was talking to brahmacharis. And he said, you should get married. So devotees were surprised. Oh, why Maharaj is telling you should get married? He said, yes, get married to Bhagavatam. So it is not just for renunciants, it's for everyone. Another thing which is required to be focused on purpose is prayers. We should always be in prayerful mood. Be prayerful. In one of the book, inaugurations, Journey Home book, one time a reporter asked Radhanath Swami Maharaj, so Swamiji, are you an author? You have written this wonderful book. So Maharaj said, no, I'm a prayer. I pray and Lord reveals. And Journey Home is actually, his prayers, what all he prayed and how Lord responded. So a devotee should be a prayer of hope. We should never give up our hope. Prachinanam bhajanamatulam dushkaram shinvato me nairashyam jvalatiridayam bhaktileshalashasya vishwadrichinnagaharatava karnakarunya vichim asha bindukshiptam idamupayati antare hanta shaityam. This is a very, very beautiful hope-giving verse from Padyavali. This devotee, it is like our, condition. This devotee is saying, when I see the great devotion performed by the devotees of the past, Prachinanam Atula Bhajan. Atul means unparalleled devotion. When I hear about all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, and we hear about Prabhupada and all the acharyas, what devotional service they have performed. You know what happens? My heart burns. You know why? Bhakti leshala sasya. I have no devotion. Will I achieve perfection? But then he says, oh my Lord, you know, when I see how you are giving mercy to everyone, no devotee has been left so far. Everybody is benefited and shown mercy. Then, Asha Bindu Ukshiptam. And my burning heart, it is like the shower of cooling drops. That is a prayer. I may be fallen, but I'll never give up hope. Prayers of surrender, prayers seeking guidance, prayers to see the hand of the Lord, how you are working in my life, oh my Lord, I want to see. I want to experience how you are working in my life. Give me that intelligence, give me that vision. So that slowly and steadily will be fixed in our purpose by our prayers. And that is what is the story of Katang Maharaj. He was so fixed. He didn't have to think what to do now. I have only one muhurt. Okay, send me back. I want to meditate on the Lord. And he achieved perfection. Prabhupada writes, when one is situated in Krishna consciousness, one is no longer in the darkness of ignorance. And when freed from such darkness, he is situated in original Swarupa. Jivera Swarup hoy Krishnera Nityadas. So it all depends on how fixed we are in our intelligence. Okay, so with this, I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Anybody has any questions?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this very, very interesting session. So now there are some devotees raise their hands. Now I request Pitambar Prabhuji, you can please ask the question.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for the opportunity. Hare Krishna, Gaur Vilas Das Prabhuji. My Danvat pranams to you all. Glory to Prabhupada. Prabhu, very, very grateful for the wonderful class once again, as always. Prabhu, I've got few questions. The very first one is on that Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. 2.41 also mentions, and the sloka under consideration, Khatunga Maharaj, the very translation says, thus Maharaj Khatunga by his advanced intelligence in rendering. So, Prabhu, the first question is, what is the symptom of a person who is advanced in intelligence, or whose intelligence is steady, or is spiritualized intelligence? What are the symptoms of it? Then I'll ask a few more questions.
The words itself is the answer. The advanced intelligence, by the advanced intelligence, one can give false identification with the body full of ignorance. That is the very clear understanding. Advanced intelligence means I will not give up practice of bhakti. Vasudeva kathayamte tajjata naishthiki rati. Advanced intelligence means one has firm attachment to hearing the pastimes of Krishna. That is a symptom of advanced intelligence. It takes a long time. We are all work in progress. We are all working on this path, walking on this path. And in this path, we have to be always careful because it is a narrow path. Shurasya dhara nishita duratyaya durgam patastat kavayo vadanti. This is a very sharp, razor's sharp edge. Durgam patha, very dangerous path, because a little distraction and then Mayadev will take us away. You have to be really careful. And that requires regular study, regular introspection, regular guidance from senior devotees. Then slowly our intelligence becomes advanced. Advanced intelligence means now I don't listen what my mind says. 3rd chapter Bhagavad Gita, last verse. Tasmat ajnana sambhutam ritstam jnanasin atmanaha chitvainam samshayam yogam atishtvattishta bharata. Not the last verse, one of the verses. So by the intelligence, chitvainam samshaya, all the illusion, all the doubt is gone. So the more we are aware, fixed on the purpose, prayerful, slowly by the practice, Krishna gives us the intelligence, the Dami Buddhi. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, that brings me to the follow-up question. Very, very wonderful answer. Follow-up question is I heard you saying that the intelligence can become steady, or rather from material to spiritual intelligence, through the association of devotees. And of course, we are trying to associate with the devotees, being in Krishna consciousness. We have in fact given up all the connections with the karmis or so-called non-devotees. We have given up, and we are constantly trying to associate with devotees. But still, Prabhu, through the symptoms what you described, I see myself nowhere near there. So, Prabhu, if you can enlighten, where am I going wrong? Or which limb of bhakti should I deploy? Like, for example, when we are chanting, our mind gets purified. Similarly, what limb of bhakti should I employ on top of association with devotees, such that the intelligence from transitions from material to spiritual or unsteady to steady? Hare Krishna.
It will not happen so quickly. It is a phase of purification. From anishtita to nishtita bhajan happens only when the anarthas are destroyed, almost. Naishtiki bhakti will come only when our anarthas are almost gone. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. So we should not have some utopian expectations. Oh, 10 years means my lust, anger, greed should go. Then 11th year, pride should go. Then after few years, now should become pure devotee. It doesn't happen like that. It is Krishna's desire. Krishna purifies us, seeing our practice of devotional service. So just be consistent. That's why dhairya is must. When it will happen, how it will happen, that is Krishna's job. Our job is consistent. Be consistent with faith that Krishna consciousness works, and our faith becomes strong. Shraddhavan jana hoya bhakti adhikari uttam madhyam kanishta shraddha anusari. Our shraddha becomes strong when we are studying Bhagavatam, when we are staying with devotees, associating with devotees who are having steady intelligence or firm faith, when we are serving them. So it will happen slowly. So we may feel that I'm not advancing, but it is not the fact. Sometimes we should always see what all we have done so far. The day we started practicing and now, is there a difference? Yes, of course. So it is good to be humble and say I have not advanced. But that humility should not become inferiority complex. If our humility is making us depressed, that is not humility. Our humility should make us more enthusiastic. I want to practice more. But if somebody says, I am so fallen, I am good for nothing, I have not advanced, what is the use of practicing? That means it is not humility. Chaitanya Charamu says humility means false ego rejected. Inferiority complex means false ego frustrated. So we have to always understand humility means Krishna is great. I am very small, I am fallen, but I have faith in Krishna. He will help me. I'll render service bhakti with more enthusiasm. Then gradually it will happen over a period of time whenever Krishna desires. But we should never give up. Having faith, having hope. Avashya rakshibe Krishna. Asha bandha. As I think somebody has put on the group another verse of hope. Sunil Prabhu has put on the group. This is another verse quoted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when it comes to Asha bandha. I have no love. Na prema shravanadipatirapi va yogothava vaishnavo jnanam va shubhakarama va kiyadapi sajjatyasti va. I have nothing. I have no prem. I cannot even practice sadhana bhakti properly. What to speak of jnana, karma, yoga, tapa, kuch bhi nahi. हीनार्थाधिक साधके त्वयि तथाप्यच्छेद्य मूला सति अच्छेद्य मूला सति. I have this unbreakable hope. You will help me. He gopi janavallabha vyathyate ha ha madashaiva mam. This is my asha. So that is all these verses, they help us. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
That's Hare Krishna. So there are two more questions, Prabhu.
We can take some other devotees.
Sure.
Then we can.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So there is Anuradha Mataji raising hand. Yes, Mataji, you can please ask your question.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for the class, Prabhu. Prabhu, one verse that you mentioned about that when we see the big acharyas having wonderful devotion and I have none and become hopeless and again become hopeful. What's the verse? It's from Padyavali, you said?
Yeah, it is from Padyavali. Prachinanam bhajanam atulam dushkaram. I can search. Prachinanam bhajanam atulam dushkaram shinvato me.
Sunil Prabhu has shared in the chat.
It's Siti Mataji. It's not Padyavali. They're not exactly that verse. Yeah, I asked in the chat also. Or probably if you type the first line, I can search if it's taking your time, Prabhu.
Prachinanam bhajanam atulam. I am not able to find in Vedabase. It is there in Padyavali. I am maybe writing some different words.
Okay.
Prachinanam bhajanam atulam dushkaram shinvato me nairashyam jwalati hridayam bhakti leshalasasya vishwadrishin agahara tava karnya karunya vichim asha bindu ukshiptam idam upaiti antare hanta shaityam.
Thank you so much.
Translation I have already spoken.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji, I have one question. So when we are speaking about advancing in bhakti, Adhanartha should go, so we will have to serve the Vaishnavas. So in relation to tolerance, when we have to serve all level of devotees, so when we are serving our Vaishnavas of Kanishta or Madhyama, so we see some not on the level of Uttama. So that time, what should be our mood? But still we have to serve. That we understood. We have to serve all the three. But when we are serving them, we understand they are in this level. Still, how we can go ahead with serving them? Can you please help?
Sakala sammane korite shakati deho natha jatha jatha. According to the level they are, you should give them respect. You should serve them. As Rupa Goswami says, Krishneti yasya giritam manasa adriyata. For a neophyte devotee, respect them mentally. Dikshasti chet prantabhischa bhajantamisham. If somebody has taken initiation, a steady devotee, offer respects to them. Shrushrushaya bhajan vigyam ananya manya nindadi shunya. Riddhi upsiti sangalabdhya. If somebody is a pure devotee, uttamadhikari, serve him. So when we are serving different levels of devotees, we should be careful not getting affected by our devotee whose consciousness is not yet, pure devotional. We can help them, but not get affected by them. We'll find many devotees in different levels of devotional understanding. Some are mixed devotees, not yet pure devotional practitioners. Some you will find practicing bhakti for name, fame. Some will practice bhakti for getting free from the problems. Neophyte, they are all Kanishta. So we can help them, but we don't associate with them. Associate means we don't do these 6 things. Dadati, pratigrihanati, guhyamakyati, prachate, bhunte, bhojayate. We can give, but we should not take something from them. We can hear, but we should not reveal them, our mind. So that is very important. Otherwise, we'll get affected by the negativity and the desires they have. And many times our faith, their faith in material enjoyment is much more than our faith in Krishna. That's the problem. Those new people,
Can
those
you
who are
repeat
not
that, Prabhuji?
devotees yet. Sorry?
Can you repeat that, Prabhuji? Their
The
faith?
materialistic people's faith in material enjoyment is more than sometimes a devotee's faith in Krishna.
Yes.
Because that's how material energy works. Doesn't allow to give up that faith. Even if he's beaten hundreds of times, but still the desire to enjoy never goes. It is like 25 paisa circus. We all have heard this. 25 paisa circus. So the desire never goes. And they have such great faith in material enjoyment that seeing them, if a devotee is not fixed, he starts thinking, maybe I'm doing some garbad here. This person is enjoying. He is not giving up his hope. And I have no hope in devotional practice. I have no faith. So if we are at that stage, we should be careful not to associate with such staunch materialists. So basically, we should work at our level of faith. Prabhupada went alone to America and he brought the entire Western world to Krishna consciousness. If an ordinary person who is just simple devotee tries to do that, what Prabhupada did, he'll be gone. So therefore, we have to understand where we are. What's our level of faith and work it accordingly. It is like playing a kabaddi. For many of the Indians, we may have played kabaddi. Kabaddi means we understand what's the power I have. If a very, very thin person goes and he says kabaddi, kabaddi, and I'll get everybody on this side, people will lift him up and throw him out. So we should understand what's our faith. I have a small faith, weak faith, or a very strong faith. Shraddhavan jana hai bhakti adhikari uttam madhyam kanishta shraddhanusa. According to the Shraddha. Uttam adhikari, just by seeing him, people get transformed. Madhyam, his Shraddha is, he will not be disturbed by others' opinions, although sometimes he may not be able to convince them. Right? So we have to understand, okay, this is too much for me. I can't do this. Please direct them to somebody else. So judge yourself. Whom we can handle. It's like sometimes we help people and they start speaking so many negative things that we start getting disturbed. It's like if a college boy comes and starts sharing Prabhuji bola matlab start. Oh, he has some issue. Kuch to girlfriend chhod ke gayi. And then he starts telling all the things and we have to tell, wait. I don't need the details, okay? Just tell the principles, what happened, Otherwise, the details are so graphic sometimes. And if a devotee is not strong, that boy will go and this person will start thinking, Aisa bhi hota hai. Oh, all these things also happen. And then he'll get into all this, So we have to be really careful. We should know where we are. We work accordingly. Thank you.
One small thing in that, Prabhu. Shall I wait or I'll ask now?
Yeah, you can ask.
Yes, Prabhuji. So when when we are talking about serving Vaishnavas, we are serving the Uttamadhikari, Vapu Seva, Vani Seva, and we are associate by taking the Katha and discussing Katha, all that. When we come to other levels like Kanishta and Madhyamadhikari, is the Vapu Seva, like if they have if they ask some help, like material help, uh, we will have to do it because we are basically humans. But still, I want a statement from scriptures or from a proper understanding. How do we see that? How do we do some material help or some that kind of help? On the whole, ultimately, they will be going or growing in bhakti and they will understand like devotees are serving like this selflessly. So they will also try to come to that level. All those things are there. But still, for me to be convinced that I have to serve even the Kanishta Adhikari in the popular level, please help me.
First thing is, we hear from Madhyama and Uttama. We don't hear from Kanishta. We hear from Madhyamadhikari devotees.
I'm asking material help, Prabhuji. I'm not hearing.
I'm coming to the point.
Okay.
The first thing you said, when we hear from Uttama and we relate with other devotees. So we should not just hear from Uttama. We should not just serve Uttama. We should serve Madhyama. We should serve Kanishta. Another thing is, when it comes to material help, how much we can help, that is everyone's individual decision. But helping a devotee materially does not make one a lesser devotee. The definition of pure devotional service is Anya Bhilashita Shunyam. We discussed last time also, I think. It is not Anya Bhilasha Shunyam. Anya Bhilasha means no other desires than pure devotion. Abhilashita means I may develop some desire circumstantially. My family has some problem. Myself has some health issues, or some devotees have some material problems, health problems. We pray for them, we help them. That is all included in pure devotional service. Of course, we should be careful if some devotee is taking advantage of that. We'll see some devotees who are new, they don't know the basic principles, they may exploit other devotees. That should not happen. But if somebody is in genuine need, and we say, oh, bhakti means pure devotion, all the material things are mohamaya, that means you have not understood the principles of devotion. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu told Shivananda saying that you please take care of the accounts of Srivas Thakur, because he can't handle it. Because he says you should save money. गृहस्थ होइए चाहिए संचय. You should save money, but he doesn't know how to save money. You help him. So therefore, bhakti is not just about spiritual advancement. If the body is not taken care of properly, we will not be able to practice devotional service properly. If we see some devotees genuinely in need of some material things, we should try to help them if possible. That doesn't make one a lesser devotee. No, I will not help somebody materially. I will only help spiritually. I will tell him how to chant nicely, but he has a problem. His daughter is having a divorce. No, you should chant nicely. That will not solve the problem. You should try to help them materially also. If we are not capable, send them to somebody connect them to somebody who can help them materially. We should not get into all the material solutions. If I am not a lawyer and if somebody is getting into some legal implications, I cannot solve them. I'll send them to somebody who will help them. So that's the important thing. We should help materially also, if possible. Because if we help the devotees in their need of their hour, they'll become more grateful. Their faith in devotees will become strong. And they will take to Krishna consciousness properly. If we think, no, it is all material, why should I help them? They will think other people are better than devotees, right? My other friends are helping me, all these devotees, they didn't even ask me. Oh, how is your health? Do you need anything? So sometimes devotees, they become insensitive. In the name of practicing devotional service, we should not become insensitive. Sensitivity means taking care of the details. One time when devotee was sick, she was admitted in the hospital. Prabhupada, when he went there, he asked, oh, I'm not seeing that devotee. Where is she? So the devotee said, Prabhupada, she's admitted in the hospital. Oh, somebody went to see her? No, Prabhupada, you are coming. All of us were busy in doing all the preparations. Prabhupada said, we are going now. We took all the devotees and went to the hospital. And she was so overwhelmed that Prabhupada came personally. There are so many examples of Prabhupada where Prabhupada took care of devotees personally. One time a devotee was having sore throat. Prabhupada said, oh, Prabhupada gave wonderful recipe of sore throat. You should eat hot puris fried in ghee. Prabhupada gave so many different material solutions. One time one devotee, she had pimples. Prabhupada said you should put chandan or pimples. So Prabhupada, he was not just giving them spiritual instructions, he was taking care of all the physical needs also. That is devotional service. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Now I request Pitambar Prabhu, you can please ask your question.
Hare Krishna. Thank you again. Thank you so much, Vandan. So, Prabhu, I was thinking on this desire to enjoy, which you already mentioned. And fortunately, you also mentioned in the answer to the last question, desire to enjoy. So, my question is, Prabhu, how do we eradicate this desire to enjoy, which is like a bija or kuta, what we call weeds, and then they can pop up anytime. So, how do we guard ourselves? Although in Krishna consciousness, we are always cautious not to enter certain territories, but the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad says purport that that desire remains, the taste remains. That's the exact word of Prabhupada, the taste remains. How do we guard against that, Prabhu? And then I'll ask you the last question.
Just keep practicing whatever you are doing. That's all. Be patient. Continue the practice. There are no miracles in Krishna consciousness. Steady practice. That's all. Dhairya, utsaha, nishya and dhairya. Steady practice. Nothing else. This taste will not go over time, over years. It may take decades. Till when it will be there? Prak sharir vimokshanat, maybe. Shaknoti havyashurum prak sharir vimokshanat. Kamo krodhodbhavam vegam sayukta sasukhinara. Till the last breath of your life, maybe, if Krishna desires that. So we should not be so much result oriented. We should be practice oriented. Karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. That is for devotional practice also. Sometimes we are so much obsessed with the results. Why I am not getting purified? Why I am not becoming a pure devotee? Why my lust is not going? If Krishna feels this person's lust is keeping him humble, he will not remove the lust. So that's up to Krishna. What Krishna wants us to do. Our focus should be, oh, Krishna, please give me service and give me opportunity to chant properly, and I'll put my best. And then Maro bhi rakho bhi jo ichha tha. Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Prabhu, the last question. You know that the Dhruv Maharaj with Kuvera, the benediction he is asking. I was thinking that one can give benediction only what he has. Like Brahmaji said, to Hiranyakashipu that, sorry, immortality you are asking, I cannot give because I myself don't have. So Kuvera was asked the constant remembrance of the Lord by
Kuvera
Dhruv
is a
Maharaj.
devotee of the Lord. We should never think I should not pray to a new devotee. I will only ask from a advanced devotee. छोटा बड़ा भक्तगण बंदो सभा श्री चरण सबे मोरे करो संतोष श्री रूपा गोसाइयत रूप रघुनाथ जानियत ताई लिखी नहीं मोर दोष. Kaviraj Goswami, before writing this Chaitanya Charitamrita, he goes to each and every devotee in Vrindavan. Chota Bhaktagan, Bada Bhaktagan, Bandho Sabha Shri Charan. I offer my obeisances to each and every devotee. Please be satisfied with my efforts. So one should never feel ye devtas, to mixed devotees, and why should we should go to them? They are much more devotees than we think they are. So we should never think these are mixed devotees. That is an offense. They may be whatever they are, but for us, they are very great devotees. Every devotee, the fact that Krishna is empowering them and trusting them, the organization of the universe, and trusting them, that shows how trusted they are. And Krishna will give something only to his devotees. He gives powers only to his devotees. So all the devtas are much more, very great devotees. Whatever little impurity we may see, that's a matter of time. Or that's there in Bhagavatam only to instruct us. We should not judge a devotee based on what we hear in Bhagavatam. That devotee, just like it comes in 2nd Canto 8th chapter. Brahmaji tells a list of who all know Krishna. And in that list, who all are mentioned? Yayati, Shaubhari, Ururava. Now, if you have read Bhagavatam, we know the history of who was Shaubhari, who was Yayati, what all he did, who was Pururava. And Brahma says they know Krishna. So as the famous saying goes, every saint has a past, every sinner has a future. So we should never think, why should I ask them? No, they are very great. Thank you.
No, my Prabhu, my question was not that he is not a great devotee. My question was, thank you for the answer, first of all, but was Kuvera been able to give benediction to Dhruv Maharaj? I was curious to know of that
Yes, that's what
remembrance,
I
constant
said.
remembrance. Yeah.
That's what I said, that every devotee, whoever they may be, they can give benedictions or they can pray. It is the humility of Dhruva to ask such a great prayer, great benediction. But Kuvera, he may not be qualified to give pure devotion, but he can definitely. And Bhagavatam says that Kuvera blessed Dhruva like that. So that itself shows, he was. So I'll just see the next words, what happened. Oh. So this is 4:12:8 and 4:12:9. If you see, you know what Kuvera did? I'll share the screen. The son of Iravida, Kuvera, was very pleased and happily he gave Dhruv Maharaj the benediction he wanted. Thereafter, he disappeared from Dhruva's presence, and Dhruva returned.
Hari Bol.
So it is not that, oh, he is not a pure devotee. How can he give? He is a very great devotee. Just like we also ask other devotees, right? Please pray so that I can advance, I can get pure devotion. Every devotee can pray. And it is Krishna who gives that, hearing the sincere prayer of a devotee. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. My Vandan to you. Hari Bol.
Okay, so we'll stop here.
Yes, Prabhuji, there are no questions. We can stop here. Everyone have thank you for this wonderful sessions like Manimala Mataji, Vasundhara Mataji, Sunil Prabhu, and everyone. Thank you, Prabhu. And I paid patience to all the Vaishnavas and Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Jai Jagapur Prabhupada.
Jai.
Vilas Das Prabhuji ki
Jai.
Jai. Jai Gaur
Thank you so much,
Premanand.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. We'll end the call
Hare
here.
Krishna.